Hello, hello, hello. Kicking off my little stream again with a very light plan. See how that goes. Just because it's a day. It's a day in the world. On days, we do streaming because it's fun. I still haven't figured out why. When somebody thumbs it up, do they thumbs it up on YouTube? Does Twitch have thumbs up? I don't think Twitch has thumbs up. But I see it here in Ecamm Live. The nicest little software that ever was. Oh, I see somebody popping in. Feel free to say hi. I guess that means I can get started. So the page that I have up is Fastmail. I've never used it in my life. But I have this emailisgood.com website. Oh, I don't like the theme on here. Maybe we should pick a different theme. But I wrote about this, I don't know, last week, I guess, is that somebody had emailed me and offered me to buy Coyer.com, being Coyer's my last name, obviously. And I was like, Coyer.com, that's cool. And we came to an agreement on it and I bought it. And the way that I bought it was through GoDaddy.com. It was just like a link to acquire it, which felt safe to me. I guess GoDaddy does some kind of domain escrow thing such that, I don't know, it made me feel like it wasn't just some dude emailing me and being like, I got it, PayPal me some money and I'll send it to you kind of thing. It was like the checkout form was right on GoDaddy and stuff. Kind of nice. So I bought it. So here it is on GoDaddy, Coyer.com. It showed up. It did take, I don't know, a week or something. Look at that. Freaking loaded, you guys. Freaking loaded. Except for it's not worth anything except for the 10 Coyers that exist in the world. So it's in the domains that I buy on GoDaddy. Look at their nice little, the UI is a lot better on here than it used to be. I accidentally clicked on this earlier, but it's really this you need to click on. Come on. And what I wanted to do is I have no plan for Coyer.com. Not really, So what I was doing with it instead was to try out Fastmail because I have this email is good website where I've tried to learn more about email, write about email productivity and stuff. But I've pretty much only ever I switch around clients sometimes, but for the most part, I always use Gmail. And I was like, what would it be like to leave Gmail and try a different email service provider? What I would be like to run my own and do fancy stuff. I'm barely baby stepping into this, but I just set up a Fastmail account. I think I even paid for it probably, which I have not incorporated into my daily usage very much. Obviously, I'm not really publishing the email address anywhere. I'm not going to, at the moment, the idea was that I could have Chris@Coyer.com. Isn't that a cool email address? I actually think, yeah, it is. Maybe I should make that my official email address. I don't know. But I set up a wild card so you could send it to fubar@Coyer.com and it'll just come to this and all that stuff. So far, I got one spam the other day and otherwise nothing. So it's a pretty clean domain. But I have no real plan for it other than I wanted Coyer.com to be available for email. And then maybe I'll think about how to incorporate it into my life a little bit. But in order to get Chris@Coyer.com, I needed to do DNS crap, right? To point it wherever it needs to go. There's a number of different ways to do it, but seemingly because I'm not using it for anything else, the easiest way was just to point the name servers directly to Fastmail. You can do that at Cloudflare, for example. You're setting up a domain name at Cloudflare. You just point your name servers at them, and then you can still do DNS work. You just do the DNS work over at where you've pointed the name servers to, rather than messing with individual DNS records yourself. See, it's saying we can't show your DNS information because your name servers aren't managed by us. It's like name servers are the big one where you just point it somewhere else and then you deal with DNS over there. So I can't do DNS here because the name servers aren't here at GoDaddy anymore. And I don't know, that can be nice sometimes. It's not, I could have just pointed just the mail records, for example, the MX records, I guess, maybe some others at Fastmail as well, but this just seemed easier. But then I'm like, okay, so Fastmail has all it manages the entire domain, which would include like www, like, or HTTP or whatever. Like it has the web stuff too. I don't even know what happens. Coyer.com. Not found. But this is surely, it's not secure either. That's like embarrassing and not good. I was like, we should probably put something there. I wonder if Fastmail has some solution for that because they're handling domains anyway for you. And I just Googled it or whatever. And there was like a docs page that's like, how to set up a website. I was like, what? That's cool. Hi, Anton. Thanks for joining. So I thought, I haven't done this. And I thought, oh, well, whatever. We stream every day. Let's see if we can figure it out. My dream would be to have Coyer.com. I'm not going to do anything real with it, but just be like, hey, this exists. It's Chris Coyer's website. Here's a link to my other stuff. Above and beyond maybe just a redirect to my actual website, chriscoyer.net. It could just be a redirect to that, I guess. I mean, I don't really plan on changing this. This is my real website. Could just redirect to that. That'd be okay. But I thought, let's see what this feature is all about. So my goal is to make Fastmail deal with this for me. Wouldn't that be neat? And they have this thing, so let's figure it out. We support static websites only and do not plan on adding support for dynamic websites or website builder functionality. So they're not in this market. My guess is that there was some sprint or something, who knows, years ago at Fastmail. They're like, well, dude, we have their DNS anyway. We might as well just do it. Maybe, so that's cool. And it looks like they have some files feature anyway. We'll get to that. So create a standard website, update your stuff, 404 pages, managing domains. Okay. Create a standard website, whatever that means. They just said they only support static ones. Upload your website's files. In your files page, create a new folder for which to update your website's files. Add files to your folder using the upload button or dragging and dropping. That's nice. And then once you have uploaded the files, create website at the top of the screen. So you get your files there first, and then you click create website. And then you can see this kind of thing. I didn't even know there was files. Where's files? Oh, look at that. Files. I have no files. So apparently they're a file host too. I wonder why. Like, why does this feature exist? Is it so you can put like a 1 gigabyte movie in here or something, and then it'll host? That way you can like send a large attachment or something. I wonder why this feature exists in an email client. Just a bolt on. I mean, we do it at CodePen too, but the point is like linking to images and just whatever. Like it's just generally useful, but it seems like slightly less obviously useful for a mail client. I don't know. I don't need any of this stuff. Notes. Every app has notes. Obviously we need a new note. I don't know. At least it's clean and fast. I don't know. Mail, files. So we need a new folder, it says. Make a folder. Create a website. Fine. Choose the web address where your website will be published in the URL section. I hope it's just Coyer.com. Use the drop-down to select the domain you wish to use, yada, yada, yada. Obviously, we're going to need a little basic website, so maybe we should do that first. And I thought, well, CodePen will obviously do that too. Hi, Mr. Rio on Twitch, asking if you can turn on VODs. Is that just a setting in Twitch or something? Can I just click a thing and then it saves them all? I would be happy to do that. What you should know is that I just stream it to YouTube as well. CodePen official, that's our actual CodePen account. And under live, they're just all in here too. Oh no. I'd be happy to turn it on Twitch. I'll look at it, but they're on YouTube, so whatever. They're also super not edited. So every single one of them starts with like 2 minutes of me being like, dum-de-dum-de-dum. There's nobody in here yet. I'm not going to talk to nobody. So I should chop that off and stuff. Anyway, I need to hire somebody. That's what I need to do. You work for exposure. So let's make this thing, but we're just going to say Coyer.com. And we certainly don't need any JavaScript. We'll get rid of that. And we don't need to link it up then. And we'll just say that like, this is even, how are we going to do this? H1. I'm going to control the font specifically there. I don't think we need any of that. We'll say font size it's going to be so big, so I'm happy to just do it in DV width, big, text transform uppercase. And I do like should we pick a night? Oh, I'll just use system UI. I'm a system UI guy. System, if I could spell, or use autocomplete properly. Too big. Yeah. Let's rock that for now, and then I'm going to make this private because it's weird. Private. And then I'll say Courier.com homepage for Fastmail. Sick. Howdy, John. Thank you. It is sick, isn't it? Okay, so there's that. We also have exporting of a zip. I guess I'm not sharing my homepage, or my full screen, but rest assured it very quickly. Here, I'll show you what you get, I guess. I can do that, can't I? Finder? Is that the only window I'm sharing? You get, a source and a dist, because sometimes there's a build process and all that, just kind of industry standard. And those are the two files that we just worked on. So I have them available, and I'll just put them where it wants me to put them, over in Fastmail or whatever. And just the ones in source, I guess. No chase. Exporting is not a pro feature. There was a weird period where there was a version of export that came with a build process that was pro, and we pulled that out because it was weird. Yeah, no, exporting is ready to rock. You do have to be logged in to do it, though, because it was abused at one point, and we're like, just log in to do it. Should we make a new folder first? What do we call the folder? Courier.com? That's weird. I don't know if I want a period in it. Can we just call it homepage, I guess? That, drag and drop. See how well your drag and drop features works. Boom, boom. Pretty well, apparently. I bet there's no editor, right? Oh, look at that. It's not showing the CSS for it, but if we do that, is that editable? Heck no, it's not. This is a trimmed down feature. File. Where did it go? Did it disappear? It's gone from my files. That's concerning, isn't it? Did I delete it? Did anybody see me delete anything? That is not a happy feature. What is this? Can that go away? Does that come back then? Okay, well, that feature is a little dangerous. I'm going to drag it I'll drag my source one and then rename the folder. Can you at least do that? Oh, and then it comes with our dot files too, which you absolutely don't need. All right, so that's not good. We're going to delete it. We're going to make a new called homepage. Put those in there and then just be really careful with what we click, apparently. That was weird. Okay, so we have the folder now. Create website. Oh, websites, here we go. Create website. I don't want a subdomain. I want not a subdomain. I want just Courier.com. Is it just not going to let me do that? Is this already bogus? I can put my dot, I guess. Normally don't hate dots, but again, there's no file picker either. So we're just going to have to remember that we called it homepage. Then do you put a slash or not a slash? Couldn't tell you. HTTPS. Pretty sure I want that checked. So cool. What is photo gallery? Photo gallery. I guess if you just dropped in a bunch of JPEGs and clicked that would be kind of cool. I guess it's kind of a nice feature, but there's not even like a question mark or whatever. There should definitely be like a what? Like it should explain that. I'm just guessing that you put in a bunch of JPEGs. Let's go with websites though. And then publish folder. We already told it what folder. So why do I need to do that? Password protection is a decent feature. Yeah, it does say optional. What says optional? Oh, the password. Yeah, we don't need that. That's like kind of neat, I guess, but it's list folder contents. Okay, so it's got one of those index features. That can be kind of cool. Didn't I do that one time? Chris Coyer. I called it like important images. Is that what I called it? Or maybe it's just important. I don't remember what it is, but I did that thing, like Ethan Marcotte does, that has that like GIF library and it's just a directory listing of a bunch of stupid images that I've collected and don't want to lose over the years. Allow visitors to upload files to published folders. Wow. Why would I ever want that? Allow visitors. I guess it's like a Dropbox or a box.net competitor kind of thing that I could make just an empty hole for people to put files into. That sounds extraordinarily dangerous. Why would they allow that? I guess, whatever. No, I do not want that. Okay, save. Oh, you have to pick it. All right, so I don't want this then. I want this, and then I click this. I guess that makes sense. This is weird, though. The URL at which to publish your website. I don't understand why you would want that. Save. Okay, there it is. Website created. Open link in new tab. Nothing. Oh, when you click it, it just goes to the files. So there's no like quickie little way to do it. You just have to type it in. That's me. Sick. That was very easy. I mean, it's not version control. It integrates with nothing. I don't know. I'm not sure I love it. I would give this feature a 10 out of 10 if it didn't force me to use a subdomain. I don't want a subdomain. I bought Coyer.com, and then if people go to Coyer.com, I want it to go there. Oh gosh, that's extra embarrassing. So you proceed and it's just going to show that crap again. All right, well, now what? Can I CNAME it or something? Let's just keep reading. Maybe they've thought of this and I have a bad habit of not reading the docs, I guess. Choose the web address. The available names include your email addresses and personal domains. Yeah, I guess it does. So when we went to a website and we created a website, I could have picked... Oh, that's funny. I can keep making subdomains off of chriscoyer.com. We should do that just to be weird. Oh, you already have a website for this. That'd be awesome if I could have like chris.chris. It did say the subdomain was optional in the input. Oh, here it's optional. Oh, you're right. Oh, that's great. Can I edit it now? No. This is a bare bones ass feature. I'll tell you what, we could delete it. Oh my God, it doesn't even have, at least there's an undo button. That was a scary ass delete button. It's just gone. Look at, even if we put this back, I bet it's just going to be gone, right? Nope. Holy shit. Okay. That's rough, but we're going to do it again. Optional. That's where it says optional. Thank you, John. Jeepers cripes. Now we can do this and this. Oh, I got to actually select it with this button and nothing and save. It does work. Okay. So you just have to read and you have to read properly. Where is it? Not this. Did we just close the tab? So that's not going to exist anymore, but Coyer.com probably will. It is, but it's not secure. Why would it not be secure? Why? Did we have to pick that? Is it yet another setting? Do I have to delete the entire website to make it secure again? Websites, this one. Secure. It says it's secure. It's not secure, though, clearly. Plus, I forgot to give it a good title. Why is it not secure? Certificate details. Apparently, there is a certificate. It's just a bogus one. It's not because it's expired. Maybe Chrome's just freaking out. Let me visit it in Safari or something. Nope. Safari. I know. I'll share it if it's interesting. I know you can't see it. Safari. Look, it's fine in Safari. So that means Chrome, probably if I restart Chrome, it's fine or something. I don't know. I'm sure it was our tomfoolery with, but look, it clearly has a certificate. So like, what's the prob, Bob? Let me just close it. Nope. Whatever. I'm also in Canary, which notoriously has little problems. All right, so this is weird. Why would you ever not want that? But whatever. Photo gallery is weird. Redirect is good. That's where the files are. I am curious about like the fact that you have to put the files at a directory here means like, what if I link to a resource that's like @ No, I guess that's not how it would work. What I mean is like the way this style sheet is linked up. What if it was like that? You know, that's a classic one where it's like, well, if the file system is really rooted here, it's fine. But if it's at a folder, it's kind of not fine. So anyway, I'll put this here too. What should I put as the title? Just Chris Coyier, I guess. So that's that. And then I'll put some crap in here. What should I put? Like, my actual website is a chriscoyier.net. chriscoyier.net. Go there if you're actually looking for me. Definitely shoot me an email if you actually saw this page. I want to see. I want one of those cool mail to links. Mail to generator. Come on. That was a little slow for a page like this. To Chris Coyier. Ooh, no. I'm going to have him mail it to this for sure. And that's going to say, I saw Coyier.com. For real. And then generate it. So that's the link I want. Shoot me an email will be the link. Command-Shift-A is the Emmet abbreviation to just wrap the thing in a link, and I'll put the weird thing in there. So now if I click this, actually, do you have to target.blank a mail to link, or does it? No, it doesn't matter. So I'll share. I use MimeStream. That works, right? It came up correctly with the weird title and everything. Hell yeah, it did. Boom. That's what I want. But I want it to not look stupid either, so make sure that the P has some padding or something so it doesn't touch the edges. Maybe it has a... Ooh, maybe I'll do something fancy in CSS, like, how do you do the balance one? Text wrap balance, but with a max block, max inline size of like 60 characters. Text align center. And then I can move the font family up to the HTML so it gets the nice thingy. The line height is too tight. Yeah. Should I put like a social media link in there? No. Nobody actually cares. Like 2 people ever will see this. Now I'm tempted to like send the DNS to Cloudflare, put a Cloudflare worker in front of it, put a hit counter on it so I could actually see if anybody actually visits it. Are those links acceptable? The like default blue, or should I make them cool? Orange is my favorite color, which I need to maintain as my daughter expects me to have a favorite color at all times. Orange. Or we could go link. It's too dark or it's too light. Oh, did it really copy as orange? If you're in here and you copy that, it copies as orange. No, I just wrote orange, didn't I? I had it on my clipboard and I didn't do it. Yeah, that's orangey enough. Okay, so did I change the title and everything? So now I'll just export this again. I just needed an editor, and obviously you literally can't edit the HTML in the freaking files area here. So now I need to delete these. Maybe instead of hand deleting them, I'll see if overwriting works. That would be an advanced feature for this thing. I know it's not like I'm dogging on it. It's actually pretty cool. It's just, okay, it does have overwrite stuff. Apply to all. overwrite. Now, how does it break cache? Because the style has changed now. So if they're not breaking cache, this style will be wrong. It won't be orange. Ooh, it is orange though. Oh, that is so awkward looking, but I'm just going to leave it. I know my face is over it in the stream, right? That looks horrible and perfect. So we're definitely going to keep it. So I guess with that, we must investigate it now. Like, how are they breaking CSS cache? Maybe they just set no cache headers on everything. What's the style? Does it have, what are the headers on it? What's the response? Headers. Is there any caching on it at all? It's gzipped. That's good. No, it's totally no cached. So they just do not care about the bandwidth necessary for this. They're like, if they had cache on it, it would just cause user problems. So they're just like, let's just cache nothing, which is terrible, absolutely awful for performance. But for the type of websites they serve, who cares, right? All right, well, we accomplished that goal. That rules. Yeah, John, it should be a part of the editor. Yeah, should I show you our dev? I probably shouldn't even do this, but codepen.test. Am I on the right? Test is our local dev copy of the new editor. If I'm on the right branch, I was just looking at it earlier, so I should be. We have a deployment built into this. This is not, oh, why is it? Oh, because I'm on, no, test. Oh, you got to save the pen. Deployment is totally built into the new editor. It is not even in private beta yet, but it's coming really soon. But the idea is that you'll get a subdomain. You can add your own domains to it. You also just have to do some DNS work to make it work. But this is all built in. You can deploy every time you hit saved. You can have multiple domains. You can get rid of it. Deployment's totally built into the new editor. And obviously that's what I'll do with Coyer.com once this hits production. Obviously this is a superior system here. It's also going to be sort of amazing because the deployment time is 0 seconds. You know, you just go boop and it's done, even to your own domain or whatever. So instead of waiting 2 minutes or whatever, it'll just be like, it's deployed, instantaneous. It's going to be awesome. Just not on production yet. So what I'll do when that's the case is I'll come back here to GoDaddy. Probably just put the name servers back at GoDaddy. I assume there's some button for that probably, right? Yeah, just use GoDaddy's name servers. Recommended. Of course it is. And then I'll point my MX records back at Fastmail, so my email still works from there, but I'll point the records that CodePen needs over. That's whatever. I'll be hosting it here and still have it all work. It's just, we're just learning how other systems work here. What else? Emmett, what's up, dude? How much was the domain? It was a cool $1,000. Little much, but now I own it forever. And I was thinking now I can have, like, my daughter's name is Ruby. I can have Ruby at Coyer.com. And if any other Coyers want to use it, I'll set up emails and stuff for them, maybe even subdomain websites. It just seems cool to own your lastname.com, even though I'm generally a proponent of who cares about .coms. There's a million TLDs. You can put dashes in domain names. I really don't care about domain names that much, but I don't know if it was a moment of weakness or not. Plus they wanted, like, I don't know what they offered at first, $5,000. I don't know. It was a lot. And I thought about it for a couple days, and then I responded back to him and I said, this is worth $1,000 to me. So that's it. If you're willing to set the price at that, I'll do it. And then they wrote back and they were like, how about 2,000 or something? And then no, I just was like, I actually don't care. So I'm just going to delete the email, like, sorry, but whatever. And then it was like 2,000, 1,500, whatever. And I just ignored them long enough that they're like, fine, 1,000. And I felt so kind of good about winning that little battle. Like when you walk into a car dealership and you just tell them how much you're going to pay and you just walk away if that's not how much they wanted. It actually worked. And I was like, well, I told you what I was going to pay. So I guess I'm a man of my word. So I own it now. We'll own it forever, I guess. So anyway, I can't believe we got that to work. I didn't expect it to be that easy, I guess. I'm tempted now I'm going to go to actual Chrome. I'm a little nervous about the the certificate, even though I absolutely know nobody cares. But I feel like if you go to it to the first time, I'll share regular Chrome. Yeah, it's fine. Like there's no certificate issue. So I just didn't want to restart Canary for streaming reasons. Sweet. That works. Maybe we could add crap to it over time. I could use some fireworks. I could use some gradients probably, I don't know. So that's it. And I guess we could do lots of websites. I mean, do they just let you just do infinite websites on here? Presumably this is a pro feature too, because it's also rife for spam crap, as I would know as a CodePen person. Anyway, feel free to shoot me email look at it. It's also interesting too that I have chriscoyer@fastmail.com, which I'll never use probably. But feel free to shoot me email at chris@coyer.com. Maybe if this starts getting stuff and I feel bad about neglecting it, I'll just set a redirect to my actual Gmail. And it's possible that someday that I just go full bore and start using chris@coyer.com. It is kind of cooler, but I don't know. It's like 20 plus years at chriscoyer@gmail.com that I might just go for it. Oh yeah. Emmett's got an idea. Dude, right? Or I could do that like the one I always think of that I've never actually done, but I want to do is the like SVG FE turbulence filter. It's like it can do this thing where it like jiggles stuff. That's a little too extreme. Dog CodePen. No, there's like this has this cool squiggle vision effect, but it can go too far. It has that look of like Dr. Katz or whatever. Let's see if it's on here. There's the dog. This is like a David Khorshid pen from ages ago. But like, see how it jiggles it a little bit? But the more you do it, the more like crazy it looks and glitchy and weird. And you could just turn the dial a little bit and have it look extra crazy every day. But it would need to how would you do it each day? Would it need to know the day I deployed it? And then it would need to calculate the difference in days between today and the day I deployed it, which I guess you could just hard code that in JavaScript. That'd be kind of rad. And then eventually it would look wild. I always thought that'd be cool. I think that's what David and I talked about on Chop Talk Show a while back, is that it would, you have to commit, like a git commit would reset it to 0, but the longer you don't git commit, the more it gets there. I don't know. The more crazy it gets. Aw, on it. What's up, Nils? Listening. I don't even know you're here, dude. Greetings, though. Appreciate the email. Sneaky. Wonderful. Anyway, I gotta call it. That was enough for a day. I feel like we accomplished stuff. I hope everybody's happy and healthy and making money and all that stuff. It was kind of fun. Check that off the list. Take care, everybody. My friends. See you tomorrow.